Ladies and gentlemen, leaders and fighters for freedom and liberty and the American dream, the best is yet to come.
I don't wear masks like him. Every time you see him, he's got a mask. He could be speaking 200 feet away from it. He shows up with the biggest mask I've ever seen.
It's not that they don't want to help. They don't know quite what to do. Play the radio. Make sure the television, make sure you have the record player on at night, the phone. Make sure the kids hear word.
Oh, seriously, hot sauce. I've been eating a lot of hot sauce, a lot of raw peppers and hot sauce. Oh, seriously.
I liked beer. I still like beer. But I did not drink beer to the point of blacking out. And I never.
So notice something. I defended him on his bad joke because I have standards and I have principles.
Everybody comes in, your grandmother, your father, your mother, your brother, your cousins. They come in so easily, so crazy, so crazy. Everybody comes in, your grandmother. Everybody comes in, your grandmother, your.
I eat extra sharp. That's what I eat.
Honestly, Sam, if I could just get the sentence out, we can talk about Jimmy. Jimmy Dore can go and kill 15 kids tomorrow, and I still believe in force the vote.
They felt pretty comfortable after day 2.
Months after his alleged meeting with the Burmese executives. So this Burmese, they say, pronounce it Burmese. A real beautiful company. $7 million for reef fish management, $25 million to combat Asian carp, $2.5 million to count the number of amberjack fish in the Gulf of Mexico.
I eat extra sharp. That's what I eat.
Sam, if I could just get the Sam, if I could just get the sentence out. We can talk. Jimmy Dore can go and Jimmy Dore can go and kill 15 kids tomorrow. Jimmy Dore can go and kill 15 kids tomorrow. Jimmy Dore can go and kill 15 kids tomorrow. Jimmy Dore can Jimmy Dore can go and kill 15 kids tomorrow, and I still believe in force the vote.
They're not accountable to anyone. I get 10 to 12 million views a month, and they won't come out and address my progressive audience. They won't come out and address Bree's audience.
Hello? Is this thing on? Folks. I think it's on. Just kidding, folks. I know it's on. Howdy, 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 folks. Welcome to another episode of Above It Motherfucking All. I am your host, the bitch with the podcast, sitting in her bedroom. That's me. Got a giant cup of kofefe here because that's the kind of person I am. I'm awake early enough for a weekend show. That's what I'm saying. See, here's the thing. I want to instill good habits in people that watch my broadcast. Emphasis on broad. I want to instill, you gotta wake up early, motherfucker. You wanna know why? Because this is how I wake up early. How else do you think I would wake up early? You think I just, wake up early, just feeling like waking up early? I'm just gonna wake up early. What? No, I want to sleep all day, motherfucker. So that's why my podcast is at 10 a.m. Because I like to wake up early. And I want to instill that belief in other people. I want other people to wake up early. I want them to have an early wake-up period. And that's kind of the world that I aspire to live in. I aspire as well as inspire. I am aspiring to inspire people to live in this world. And so that's kind of where I'm at right now in my life. I'm a wanderer. I'm wandering around trying to inspire people at all times. So anyway, so hopefully everyone is feeling good, looking good, feeling good, looking good, and feeling good. You used to wake up at 11:45, stream for 12 hours, and then sleep. I mean, that was pretty good. You got some Bernard Sander here, of course, eating extra sharp, as per usual.
I eat extra sharp. That's what I eat.
Of course, you got to. But, am I drinking out of a 19th century potty? Yes. This is a Christmas mug. Because this is the world that I live in. And so... this is the world that I live in. I live in this world. So, let's get into the recap, folks. Let's recap, the show from yesterday. We had a show yesterday. It's not much of a show. It was actually a demonstration, more so than a show, but we'll go into that. All right. So, yesterday was day 100. Is it 8 or 9? Is it day 109? I think it's... Yesterday was day 109 of protests in the city of Elizabeth City that is being currently held hostage by the county of Pasquotank County. And we have been protesting for 109 days in a row over the police shooting of Andrew Brown Jr. on April 21st, 2021. And so yesterday it was raining really hard, basically all day. But it just so happened... Now, I'm not a God person, but I know a lot of people that march are God people. Just so happened, throughout the March hours that we normally meet up, it stopped raining. It stopped raining for 45 minutes. And so there were initially only 3 of us, but as we, marched downtown in Elizabeth City, we picked people up that were running late. They saw that the rain stopped, so they came out. And so, it was pretty good. So we started off, and then we continued from what we started off, and then after starting, we then continued onward throughout downtown Elizabeth City. There were not that many people walking around outside because, again, a lot of people we're under the presumption it was going to rain all day, but we had this, very convenient time where we decided to march. And so, we went downtown. There's a lot of businesses that are open, of course, and so it's good to get the businesses. And then so as we went through, someone dropped off the megaphone. I have this little bit here where you can see me in the window, and I've got the megaphone, as you can see. That's me with the megaphone. So about like 30%, 40% through the protest, I got the megaphone equipped. It was equipped, and then we're looking at the art there. That's art. And so then we got the megaphone, and then we got really loud. Obviously, I'm a loud person. I'm a screamer. I like to scream. And so I screamed. I screamt. Is it scream? Is it screamt? Because I know it's dream is dreamt. Right? So is it screamt? I screamt? Anyway, so I screamt really loud. And all in all, it was a good demonstration. And again, the rain kind of impacted things. We had a bunch of people show up late, but it's all good. It happens. And so again, day 109 is in the books. I'm not quite sure exactly what, we're going to be planning for August 21st. But that seems to be the next landmark marching day. So we'll go from there. And so we continued back downtown. And then we finished up. We got some mushrooms. They're still growing there, folks. And all in all, very good demonstration, I would say. Got some covfefe here. Has anyone sang the house in EC with the upside down American flag? Don't dox yourself, Brian. I've received multiple questions in regards.
I eat extra sharp. That's what I eat.
So Bernie Sanders eats extra sharp. I don't honestly know what other context you need. As far as that's concerned, the motherfucker eats extra sharp. Case closed. End of story. But he did a commercial in like 2001 or something for a cheese company in Vermont. And that's a little ad-lib. In the commercial, he's like reading off a script, and then he ad-libs. He just like cuts himself off, and then it's great. In fact, I'll just play the whole commercial. It's only like 50 seconds. Hold up. Here we go. Okay, check this out, folks.
We're very proud of their accomplishments. In fact, we even put something in the congressional record, congratulating them on their 90th birthday. What is wonderful about them is they remain a democratic institution. They remain a co-op. They produce, I eat extra sharp. That's what I eat. They produce great cheese, and they're internationally known for what they do. And we
So I love it because he says they produce ... I eat extra sharp.
A democratic institution. They remain a co-op. They produce, I eat extra sharp. That's what I eat. They produce great cheese, and they're internationally known for what they do. And we wish them the very best of luck in another 90 years. Obviously, we all know that dairy farmers today are up against the wall. These are very, very difficult times. And I know I speak for the whole delegation in saying that we're doing everything that we can under very difficult political circumstances here in Washington.
I want to see this. I don't know why that's in the commercial. But anyway, folks, Bernie Sanders eats extra sharp. That's all we need to know at this point in time. I mean, he eats extra sharp. I don't know what else is necessary. So, folks, how is everyone doing today? There is some, like, hardcore, like, fun stuff going on Twitter. And I'm, like, debating whether or not I talk about it. I love hardcore fun. Stop it. A lot of people on left-wing Twitter have been making fun of people, and it's just very, very entertaining. Very entertaining stuff. I'm trying to get this motherfucking forced to vote guy on the show, but it looks like they're ghosting me, so it's sad to say. Oh my god, this is so funny. Lord have mercy. Alright, let's look at Google News before I get knee-deep in the cringe. Twitter banned my act and won't unsuspend it cause of transphobes needing to get murked. Well, I don't know what murking means, but I'm sure that sounds like a very fun Minecraft world. Whoa, folks! Whoa, folks. Whoa. Damn! Okay, yo, folks, we got some breaking news here. Officer down, folks. Officer down. 2 Chicago Police Department officers shot. 1 killed in West Englewood. Officer fucking down. Let's watch.
Mourns the loss of one of his bravest and finest.
It's a very sad day, not just for the Chicago Police Department, and it is, but it's a very sad and tragic day for our city.
Right now at 7:30, Chicago police officers say goodbye overnight.
Officer down, folks.
Killed in the line of duty. This morning, a second officer is fighting for his life. CBS 2's Marissa Parra joining us now from University of Chicago Hospital with the latest on that officer's condition and what happened. Marissa.
Suzanne, good morning. That surviving officer currently still in critical condition here at U of C. The officer who was killed, while we don't know her name, we do know she was 29 years old and she was a part of the community safety team.
Do they do this bullshit when someone else dies, or is it only for cops?
You can see that emotional send-off for that 29-year-old officer that was held overnight.
Do they do this when, like, civil rights heroes die in Chicago?
Calling it in part heartbreaking and asking for prayers.
What about politicians?
We spoke to a woman who lives just blocks away.
What about, like,
from
when
where
a garbage
that
worker,
shooting
like someone who collects trash for 60 years, when they die?
And then we heard gunshots, and then all of a sudden we just heard all the police cars and the helicopters above. My heart goes out to them because I have family members who are police officers.
Oh, she's got family members who are police officers
out here. They're doing the best that they can. And
they're doing the best that they can?
Sometimes they're outnumbered.
Remember when Chicago police shot and killed a 13-year-old like 4 months ago? Does anyone remember that? Anyone? No? Okay.
Now, this originally started, to our understanding, as a traffic stop near 63rd and Dell in West Englewood last night.
Folks, is it possible maybe that we don't need to be living in a world where like armed thug gangsters will pull random people over just for fun? Does anyone know? Is that like possible that we don't need traffic stops where we have thugs like with guns just like putting them in your face at all times? Because that makes people upset. I'm not defending the person who murdered a cop, or who killed a cop, I should say. It's not murder, because murder implies that the victim is a human. But I'm not going out there and trying to say that. All I'm saying is, maybe that's just something as a society that we don't need.
Officers with the community safety team said there were 3 people in the car, and then someone inside that car opened fire on police. Through the exchange that followed, 2 officers and 1 person inside the car were...
Hold up.
Which is the civilian office of police, were hurt. 2 people from that car are in custody, one of whom was taken to a nearby hospital.
So my question is, what happened? Does anyone know? Do we have body camera footage? Is it possible that the people in the car were defending themselves? Is that possible? Like, are we even considering that as a possibility? I'm not saying that that's what happened. I have no idea what happened. All I'm saying is cops are very clearly not telling us what happened. Right? If it were the reverse and the cops killed someone in the traffic stop, it would have been, oh, the headlight was out, or, he said that he had a gun, and then he told me he was going to get his wallet, and then, I saw it, or, they went into the glove box, and, if it were the other way around and the cop killed someone, we would know exactly why. Why is it that we don't know? We have no idea what happened there.
3rd person remains at large on the loose.
On the loose,
Those wounded
folks.
officers were taken to University of Chicago Medical Center, where, as we know, one of them did not survive, that other in critical condition currently. We also understand that COPA, which is the Civilian Office of Police Accountability, is looking into this. They tend to do that when there is an exchange of gunfire between police and civilians. Per custom, the officers that were involved will be placed on admin duty for the next 30 days. And we also just learned that there will be an update from Chicago Police at 11 a.m. And of course, we will be there and we'll bring everything we know to you as soon as we know it. Reporting live from the UFC Medical Center.
Officer down. I don't know what else to tell you. Okay, so Carter said officers of the community safety team conducted a traffic stop around 9 p.m. Okay? So, okay, let me get this straight. Okay, so there's a car driving. There's a police car patrolling. The police car stops the car who's driving. Question mark, question mark, question mark. A cop is dead. Is that possible that there's a missing link there? Why is it that why didn't they just say, oh, hey, I don't know. Like, why did they give us any information? Okay. 3 people were in the car. The car stopped, and then the cop is dead. That is not a complete story. We know what happened afterward. 2 officers and 1 people in the car were wounded. Police said the 2 men who were in the car were in custody, including 1 who was shot. Okay. We know what happened after the shooting. What caused the shooting? Is it possible that they were defending themselves? Well, until we have evidence, until we have body camera footage that says very clearly what happened, I'm just going to assume that the aggressor, the gangster, the thin blue line criminal, went up there, pulled their gun out, almost killed someone, and then was potentially, allegedly, rightfully put down in their place. I'm just guessing, because we don't have all the facts here, and all I know is cops lie all the fucking time. A cop has never told the truth in the history of the world. Police have never told the truth, because it is their job to lie, right? It is their job to lie. Sometimes, just like, when you work at Taco Bell and you order off the vegetarian menu and they give you meat anyway, sometimes the cops will accidentally tell the truth. But then afterward, when you give them a real stern talking to, they go back right into their lying mode because that's their job, okay? Now, again, I'm not, trying to disparage Taco Bell workers. I mean, God bless your soul, right? But my point is, these motherfuckers, I don't take anything that they say seriously. I don't care. Officer down, motherfucker. I wonder why? I would like to know why. But until I know why, I'm going to assume that they were the aggressor. So, there's your little officer down segment. I know people get really triggered by that. I've got a lot of liberals in the audience, I guess. But that's okay. I like liberals. What's up? I'm a liberal too. How's it going, fellow liberals? How's it going, fellow liberals? All right, officer down, folks. What a tragedy. This is the segment that's gonna like, let me look at my comments. I get so many people on my officer down videos that go, yikes! I agree with you on most things, but this is too far. I just love it. It's amazing. The city council members were given framed pics of the BLM painting during the rededication. Well, isn't that beautiful? I am very intelligent. Well, I mean, that's how you get them, right? They agree with you on Jimmy Dore being a dum-dum, and then, wait a second, all cops are bastards. Whoa. I'm just scrolling through Twitter. I'm like, god damn, man. I'm loving the world. Hail liberals. USA. I know Schultz a liberal. It's all good. I'll get you eventually. Clyburn will halt all progressive candidates in their tracks. Yeah, well, that guy's got an expiration date. I mean, so just wait him out. I missed the cops or pig segment. That you did. You better rewind. Does the test need to show 100% Karenicity, or can you pass with like partial Karen credits? I don't I mean, it sounds like it's a good joke, but I don't. Hope you'll be covering Jenk's cringe tour yesterday and the subsequent cringe tour from the Dum Dums trying to own him for believing the same thing that they do. I would rather personally attack Brianna Joy Gray than do that, to be honest with you. Was in response to Shuriev. Oh, okay. That's a little better. Alright, let's make fun of Brianna Joy Gray, because, like, this is pretty good. So, apparently, now, again, this is according to reports. I'm, like, apparently. Now, again, I'm not entirely sure about this. This is only according to reports. So apparently, now a lot of people sent this to me over the last couple of hours. I woke up and my DMs were full, folks. They were full of people not only trying, to impress me, which is something that, happens often. I'm just saying, but they were full of people that were sending me a YouTube video And that YouTube video was by Tim Black, who made a video basically going on about how Brianna Joy Gray is garbage, which I tend to agree with. And so I did. Now it's an hour-long video, so I'm not going to watch his entire video. But there's some clips here that I want to watch because, you know, Queen in Yellow on Twitter loves making these clip threads that are just fantastic. So a lot of people have been personally attacking Brianna Joy Gray over her involvement in, you know, the whole force the vote thing. And so, again, I have not seen Tim Black's full video yet. But I want to hop on the bandwagon because Brianna Joy Gray is a giant disappointment. And so we have a Twitter thread here, a compilation, if you will. And this is like a little bit of a trip down memory lane. Do you remember when Brianna Joy Gray had a co-host? Where's Virgil? Does anyone know where Virgil is? Hold up. Let me look up his Twitter account. Hold up. Because, I mean, I must be blocked or something. Like, where is Virgil? Virgil, Texas. That's his name, right? Virgil. Twitter is over capacity. Whoa. Now that's... What is going on here? Twitter's over capacity. Okay, there it is. Let's see. I can't find him anywhere. Does this guy have a Twitter account? Like, I don't know what his Twitter account is. I'm gonna... Oh, here it is. Okay. I found his Twitter account. All right, folks. So let's see. What's Virgil up to? So he's got the Bad Faith podcast. Does anyone know what's going on with the Bad Faith podcast? September 10th, it's launched. Oh, okay, so his last retweet was in June. Now, remind me, but June was several months ago. Happy birthday. All right, so looks like Virgil is somewhere. He's in the gone zone. By the way, I will never get over the cringe level of this photo shoot that they did. Like, the Bad Faith photo shoot was so cringe. Like, everything about it, the colors, like, the looking in the distance. I mean, Lord have mercy. But anyway, I'm not here to make fun of Virgil, Texas for just disappearing. I don't know why he disappeared. He's gone. If someone wants to do the work and to look up why he disappeared for me and then report back that information after you figured out why he disappeared, I would appreciate that. But he's just gone. But anyway, so we have a trip down memory lane when, you know, Brianna Joy Gray had a co-host. And here's a very good selection of clips of just how bad Brianna Joy Gray has become. Now, again, I want to remind everyone why I'm focusing on Brianna Joy Gray and why a couple people are focusing on her. Is because she was the press secretary for Bernie Sanders' campaign. Bernie Sanders' like top surrogate was Nina Turner. Right? This is like a you know, like a tragic, you know, like this is like a story. You could write a story about this. This is like if you're writing a movie, you know, like you could make a movie about. Like this is some pretty tragic stuff. Like, you know, like you know, like this is like, you know, friends betraying each other kind of thing. It's bizarre. And all for Patreon money. Anyway, let's watch.
When we talk about Nina Turner, implications of her time in Congress. She's not been there yet.
Implications of what it would mean if she were in Congress.
Well, I think it would be great.
What would be different? Because in this scenario, right, we're talking about getting enough progressives. One more isn't going to change anything. So how do you convince people to get mobilized behind a candidate like this when it's just one more?
1/4% of the House of Representatives will be Nina Turner.
When we talk about...
So, okay, this is back in January. The Bad Faith podcast is basically saying Nina Turner's candidacy, no big deal. Like, whatever. You know, again, I don't know where Virgil is. I don't know, like, I'm trying to find Virgil's commentary on Nina Turner losing in Ohio's 11th district. But if anyone can find Virgil's commentary on Ohio 11's election, I would love that, but I can't find it. And so we have some more tweets here. Again, Tim Black made this video where he was going in. If someone wants to send me some clips of his video, I will be more than happy to show them in this segment here. Just DM them to me on Twitter. But again, like this is some bizarre stuff.
The squad will go and campaign for whoever the hell Nancy Pelosi tells them to campaign for, because Nancy Pelosi is powerful and the squad is weak. And that's...
So here's the thing. That's not true. Like, if you like, do y'all remember when Nancy Pelosi put out like a literal blacklist? Like, if you supported a primary challenger to a Democrat, you got on a blacklist. You wouldn't get any DCCC funds at all. Does anyone remember that? Well, I guess Brianna Joy Gray doesn't remember that. Does anyone remember, like, you know, maybe, I don't know, the election of Jamal Bowman, Cori Bush, maybe? Does anyone remember that at all? Does anyone know that at all? Does anyone remember that in any capacity where they campaigned for them instead of the other people? And then, Pelosi was extremely upset with, and then they actually won, and then Pelosi had egg on. Does anyone remember? Because I guess Brianna does not.
Always going to be the case, because Nancy Pelosi has spent decades being a fundraising power horse, and the squad hasn't. But in this instance,
I believe the term is powerhouse, but I will relish any opportunity to call Nancy Pelosi a horse, so I will let that one slide.
This instance, because of a procedural quirk and the narrow margin in the House, they had legitimate power. And I don't care what they did with it. I don't care if it was forced to vote. I don't care if it was something else.
Okay.
But my primary concern is that they chose not to use it, despite the fact that there has been a very, I think, poor articulation of what they would lose in doing so.
Well, AOC has, in fact, actually not gone out and campaigned for people that Pelosi, and they've been on opposite sides of this in multiple situations over the course of the past cycle. I mean, do you think Nancy Pelosi was in favor of AOC, the squad promoting, getting rid of Elliot Engel?
I think they're doing a little dance around each other, but if push comes to shove, Nancy Pelosi can make anybody do what she wants them to do. And she's picking her battles and pulling her punches as well.
I think AOC has, in terms of like leading primaries.
So I don't mean to distract from any of these clips here, but like, does anyone see like Virgil Texas like looking on this, like looking down, like it looks like he's typing to someone? I wonder who he's talking to. I'm sorry.
And helping fund primaries and raise money for challengers is, I mean, look, the DCCC blacklisted any organization that was supposedly
I'm well
helping
aware.
So I mean,
so Brianna Joy Gray is well aware of the blacklist, but also doesn't remember it at all. Isn't that very interesting? She somehow, in the span of 80 seconds, is capable of saying two exactly opposing things with extreme, she really thinks that. Like, she thinks that's like looking at the sky. Oh, the sky is red. I know, it looks a little blue to me. Oh, no, it looks blue. But you just said it was red. No, yeah, because it looks red. But now that you said it was blue, it's red, and then it's also blue, and then it's
I'm not convinced of that premise, and I think that's where she's chose to expend her power.
So we got more. So now I've not seen these clips before of her going on Crystal, Kyle. Well, obviously we know that Kyle got kicked off of his own show, but Crystal and friends. Let's watch.
Aren't there people, though, who still have that energy and are still right on the issues, and they think it's possible, but since they're not really seeing the tangible wins, and they're correct to be angry about not seeing those tangible wins, that they turn into anti-electoralists, where they're basically like, this isn't working the way we're doing it now, so now, like, anybody who runs as a Democrat, I'm even skeptical of. Like, Nina Turner running as a Democrat. How dare you run as a Democrat? The Democrats have stabbed us in the back. We need to try this third-party approach. And the third party's polling at, like, -8%, and they think somehow that's going to get, be president in 4 years or 8 years or even get any congressperson or senator elected. Don't you think that also presents an issue where you mix this realism on the issues where they're right on the policies with this anti-realism on the way of actually getting this stuff?
Can we talk about these laptop stickers, man? Like, they are cringy as hell.
Implement.
And it's the wrong show. Like, they got the Breaking Points laptop sticker while they're on Crystal and Friends. That's the wrong show.
So, I make no secret of the fact that I, really, adore Senator Turner. And I very much hope that she wins. I think it's also smart to be skeptical of how much of an impact her election will have. And also to continue to push and hold her feet to the fire to make sure that she has the maximum impact by not doing what many other members of the squad have done recently, which is to basically behave like members of corporate Democrats when it comes to some significant votes and opportunities for leverage. So I don't know that it's...
Now, I just want to be honest. Like, this whole skeptical thing is, again, we need to remind ourselves it's based on force the vote. Like it's not like, this, like, the whole... It literally is QAnon for the left. Like, I'm not joking with you at all. Right? All of this boils down to the squad didn't force the vote, something that was literally, like, just not going to happen. Right? Now, again... Breonna Joy Gray did a whole 3-hour-long video arguing that Kevin McCarthy could not have become Speaker of the House. If that were not possible, then what was the leverage? The whole leverage of Force the Vote was that we can install Kevin McCarthy as Speaker if we want to, and if you want to be Speaker, Nancy, you've got to do what we say, and then what we say was force the vote on Medicare for All. Then they did a 3-hour video. Oh, it's not possible. Kevin McCarthy won't be Speaker. Well, then where's the leverage? So, like, the whole conspiracy theory is baseless. And they even denied the leverage that they had, and then later on went out there and said, oh, they had leverage, infinite leverage. I remember in January, I did a debate with some dude, absolute cringe lord, called Nico House, right? And he told me that AOC had unlimited power. That's what he told me. You can go back and watch the tape. That AOC and the squad could have gotten anything they wanted to if they withheld their vote for Nancy Pelosi. Now, my question is, if that is true, if all you need are like 5 members of Congress to withhold the vote for Speaker, and you can get whatever you want passed, because Nico has told me that Medicare for All would have been passed. They would have had to. They had no choice. Right? If that were possible, I've got news for you. We would be in a completely different country. If 5 members of Congress had the power to pass anything they wanted by withholding votes for Speaker, don't you think we would live in a different world? Or don't you think like the Republicans would have done something along those lines at some point in order to install like a dictator? Doesn't that seem like a little unserious? But that's okay. But that's what Breonna Joy Gray was talking about. She was saying we got to hold their feet to the fire, and what that means is force the vote, folks. Force the fucking vote. I don't get it. It doesn't make any sense to me. I just don't understand. Like, this whole force the vote thing, it's just, I never understood it. And so a lot of people are rightfully going after Breonna Joy Gray for being a loser, and I just wanted to pile on that one. I mean, again, I'm not the one, I don't like bullying. I don't want to participate in an internet, like a cyberbully campaign. I'm not cyberbullying at all. I just think when you have legendarily bad takes that, you know, you got to own up to it at some point. You got to apologize. I mean, like, you got to say, like, I fucked up. I mean, like, that's what, like, you just have to say it. I mean, like, at some point, you just have to fucking say that, hey, you fucked up. It happens. We all fuck up. My question, though, is where the hell is Virgil Texas? Like, I can't, like, I want to get his hot take on Ohio 11, but I just can't find it. I mean, I'm looking up Virgil Texas Ohio 11 commentary. Can't find it anywhere. I don't know what's going on with that. But anyway, folks, I just wanted to comment on that. Just weigh in a little bit, you know? Yeah, I might watch the full video if I have time. Shall see. But it's an hour long, so I mean. But I'm sure that Tim and I would agree 100%. It seems that we have the same opinion here. The only variation that we might have is I'm so, like, where is Virgil Texas? Like, I can't find the guy. Like, I'm just scouring the internet. I got my magnifying glass. I'm looking through. I got, you know, like, I can't find Virgil Texas. I just can't find him. We got Max the dog here, folks. Max! Folks, Max the dog hurt me. I want to let y'all know. Max the dog hurt me today. Come on, Max. Up here. So, I woke up, and Max the dog decided to claw my leg, and then I started bleeding. Like, my skin flaps literally flapped apart. Like, I was bleeding. I was about to die. Because this dog, and he doesn't even know. Like, this dog has no idea that I'm injured because of him. He has no clue. He has no idea. How could he know? He's a dog. He's a fucking dog. How would he possibly know that? Here I am in pain. I'm literally dying. Max, sit down. Max, sit. Oh my god. He's doing it again. Alright. I probably deserved it. I mean, I probably did. Did I hear about Dick Farrell, 65-year-old anti-vaxxer who died yesterday? Sounds good. Fuck them. Holy cocksuck. Folks, there is a bug in my room. I'm gonna be honest, the stream is over. I'm gonna be honest. This is a problem, the stream is over. I'll see y'all later.